Hello, everyone. Uh, this is another comic art video I am making. I just got back today, and it is 8/19, August 19th, 2018. It's Sunday. Just got back from Terrificon at the Mohegan Sun brand new expo center. I've been a Terrificon customer fan for, I believe it's 8 years since the original show, one day show. There's been some changes here and there, and now Terrificon itself, the name, is a 3-day show at the Mohegan Sun in the new extremely large expo center, which is attached to the property in the winter garage if you are going to end up going next year, which I highly recommend. Um, so I just got back and I just wanted to share some of the things that I got and how I got them and even why I got them. So I only had really two targets at this show. Uh, I had Ron Friends and I had Barry Kitson. Second year for Barry Kitson here. I've seen him other shows. I love his art. But more than I love his art, I love his convention art. And I love his convention style. Extremely personable. Prefers to talk while he does your piece. He would actually prefer to do it in front of you while he can get to know you, converse with you. It's a more pleasant environment. He's not a stick his head down type and draw, and then hand you the piece, you hand him the money, and you both part ways without having said anything. That's not his thing. He's just a nice guy. He and his assistant, Caitlin, take care of people in excellent ways. So, as I was waiting for my piece, and you're not going to see that till the end, here's a little hint. It's right over here. I noticed another piece in a small binder, and I asked Caitlin about it, and she said, yeah, those are all for sale. They're smaller pieces with lesser price tags. Take a look, see if you like anything. He also had pages there, too. I looked through the pages. I found a couple interesting, but nothing I was ready to put money on. I would prefer a page with either a Batman or a Spider-Man on it. I didn't see one. She had a Spider-Man page, but it didn't have Spider-Man on it. So as I'm looking, I come across a Batman headshot, and I also come across this Spider-Man prelim, pencil prelim. Part of a book he was doing, or a commission. I can't quite remember. I can always email Caitlin. But it was a pencil prelim, and it was very low. It was $20. It's got Spidey and Mary Jane, and they're really cool. I like them both. It's well drawn out. You can't hate it. And for $20, I didn't mind throwing it down. I had money to spend. That's why I brought it there. And then I had him sign it for me. Very nice guy. So also, what I actually started to see was this colored Batman headshot. This cost $55, which is the same price I would have paid if I had asked him to do a Batman headshot. But there is more detail and color in here than you would normally get. There's a small story behind this. This originally was supposed to be Caitlin's, his assistant's, Bat person. She had actually asked for Batgirl several years ago, 2014. This is before she was working as his assistant. And he mistakenly drew Batman, and then they had, so it was a bit of a mix-up. He eventually gave her a really nice Batgirl, and this went back into rotation. And when I saw it there, I mean, it's a beautiful piece. And so for the $55 for a beautiful full-color Batman, I couldn't pass it up. It is 8.5 by 11, 9 by 12-ish, and um, I have written on the back, Caitlin's Batman, because I like to remember if there's a story behind something. I want to remember it, and I want to kind of keep it alive. So that's my Barry Kitson. This here is a 8.5 by 11 Two-Face black and white marker by Joe St. Pierre. This is on cardstock that I print up with a two-color logo so that I know it came from me, and it's not a printed piece. You wouldn't get the blue on a printed piece, on a reprinted piece. If you were to copy this, this would all be black. So I know this is the real deal for me. I have many of my smaller pieces on this type of logoed paper. And I asked him what would he feel better drawing. I said Mr. Freeze or Two-Face. Mr. Freeze is cool because you get a lot of visual interest in just a headshot or a bust shot. You have the dome over his head, the hoses coming out, a lot of good stuff going on in there, so artists can have fun with it. But Joe said he was feeling Two-Face, and I think Two-Face fits his style better. He could really kind of have fun with the bad face. So I was very happy with this. It was a reasonable price. It was kind of an extra add-on that I wasn't expecting, but I kind of wanted to get something from Joe Pierre at other shows, and I didn't. He's a Marvel artist. He's drawn Wolverines and Spider-Mans and things like that, and I'm very happy to have this, and this will go into my smaller binder. So, as I do at these shows, I often end up stopping at Spencer Beck's table. Spencer Beck is one of the larger art page dealers around, and he is always at Mitch's show. He and Mitch have an affiliation, and so Spencer always has a big presence there, and Mitch being the owner, producer of Terrificon. So, and I've always been a Dale Eaglesham fan, and there's a few pages that I've looked at, and due to either the shipping or other factors, I didn't get it. So I started going through Dale's pages, and they have it all well divided out, and it's not a lot of hodgepodge stuff. If you're looking at flash pages from one artist, you're going to have a stack of flash pages to go through. Well, I saw this, and I had seen this on the website before, but some people ship a certain way, and I don't really like to pay high shipping for one item. I would rather buy more than one item, and I feel that I'm splitting the shipping up. So, but I saw this page, and while it's not a huge, like a key page or anything like that, the things that I like about it, as I've said on other videos, I like the fact that the words are on the page. That's kind of old school. And this is not word balloons that are pasted on. These are drawn on balloons. There is a little paste over on a couple pieces here, but this is this is ink over pencil with drawn on word balloons. And so that's a nice old school. It is a Batman Shadow of the Bat. Oops, pardon me for the movement. Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 84, page 6. It's from the No Man's Land run, which is exactly when I was really reading Batman heavy. I liked the artists involved and the stories, and it was a good story to get into with the earthquake and the bridges, which led to the third movie in the Christian Bale trilogy. So you can't hate that. So in this page, we have a nice big, from the rear, penguin image here. And then right next to it, we have another nice big full face of penguin. And Dale Eaglesham usually nails it, and in this case, he also does it as well. We have another penguin panel down here, and then in the bottom right, we have penguin feeding his little parrot or macaw or whatever particular exotic bird he has here. And it's signed by Dale. And this is Dale's signature. I have his signature on other art that I've gotten. I'd also love for Mitch to get Dale Eaglesham at the show. I've had him on my get list that I do forward to Mitch uh, every year. Mitch and I do communicate, and sometimes I'm lucky and he gets somebody off my list. Dale's always on my list. So this I was leafing through, and I got it at a tremendous price. This would be what I would consider a flippable piece, although it's not a high-end piece, but I'm going to keep it because I like it. Now, what I have here is, this is the completion of a jam piece, and I have posted this piece before on a video, but I just finished it up. And that was Ron Friend's 8/18 of 2018. Gotta love all those 8s. With the upside down Spider-Man coming right in between all the bad guys, which is pretty much how I envisioned it. And it's got the old school underarm webbing, which I really like. So, just to recap, I have Jason Metcalf, who did a really cool version of Sandman. A lot of dots in there, kind of like he's in mid-transformation. I have Phil Jimenez with Hobgoblin. I have Paul Ryan, the late Paul Ryan, with the Lizard, and his tail comes up over here. And I have Warren Martinek, who did Doc Ock. I have Alex Saviuk, longtime Spider-Man artist, who does Black Cat. And this huge piece, which actually kind of threw the middle off. Huge Rhino piece by John Hebert of Punisher fame. But when you look at it, it's probably close to scale versus the other guys. Rhino's huge. But when I look at this and the fact that Spidey's a little off over here and Rhino is so big, it just feels like it's weighted to this side because Rhino's so big. But that's the way things go with commissions. Sometimes it doesn't go exactly as you planned, but you go with it. When you have so many different hands touching this, it was my idea. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artists in hand. So that's 8 different people with their hands on this. So all in all, I think it came out pretty damn good. So next, what I have is a Spider-Man print by Greg Horn. Through circumstance and other things, I ended up being Greg Horn's transportation to and from the show from our hotel all 3 days. I'd meet him in the lobby, I'd take him over, and when the show was over, I'd end up taking him back to the hotel. And for that, he gave me the pick of any print at his booth. And Greg has a huge, bright, high-quality booth. And Greg Horn's art there is very dynamic. High-quality paper, the whole thing. And so I picked a Spidey, of course. I was choosing between a Spidey and a Batman because he had a really cool Batman. But so he gave me the print and the plastic, which is nice. I mean, that's an extra $3 or $4 right there that I can use for anything. And he signed it. He re-signed it. So that's what we have here. Happy with that. Very nice. Unexpected. And I like it. So here's another jam I've also shown previously. And I'm going to try to keep this hidden for now. No sneak peeks. And today, what I got was, or actually it was yesterday, I had Tim Seeley of Hack Slash and other comics do color in, finish up, however you want to say it, Catwoman. This is my slightly altered Batman Hush gatefold cover jam piece, which I made a few changes to. And in the meantime, I have gotten Graham Nolan to do Batman, Paris Cullins to do Commissioner Gordon, Tom Lyle to do Huntress, Dan Jurgens to do Superman, Scott McDaniel to do Nightwing, and now Tim Seeley to do Catwoman. I tried to keep as many artists with their respective characters that they had contributions to. I had to choose somebody different for Commissioner Gordon because there's not a long history of Commissioner Gordon artists. So Paris Cullins was at a show. I liked his style. I had him do Commissioner Gordon. What I have left is I have Oracle. Not sure who I'm going to get to do that. I have Robin. I'm really hoping for Tom Grummett. That's another name high on my list that I shoot to Mitch. And then I have to finish the background. There's background elements here from the Hush, and so I have that to go. But I'm very happy with it so far. Catwoman, he did a really great job. Okay, I can't help but have you see this without. I can't do a big reveal, so I'm just going to take this away and you'll see it. This is my full color, 2-character Barry Kitson piece. Watercolor. Spider-Man and Hobgoblin with a nice abstract cityscape in the background. You have the flying pumpkin bombs. You have the exhaust from the Goblin glider, and that's a beautiful, nice, big Goblin glider. Barry Kitson is just such a wonderful guy, and I got to watch him do most of it. This is my second Barry Kitson piece. Quite possibly my last full size. I think I may start doing some Batman villains, those $55 headshots when I see him. We'll have to see how it goes. But this is what I have so far. So I have 2 full-size, full-color, 2-character Barry Kitson watercolor pieces, and I could not be happier. I hope you like this as much as I do. It made the show for me, watching him do it and talking to him and having just such a nice time with Barry and Caitlin. So that's what I have. And to recap my Terrificon summary, I can't recommend this highly enough. If you are a comic person, if you are just someone who enjoys conventions at all, I urge you to go to Terrificon. It is next year. It's in August. They have moved the show slightly. It's in early August next year. I think it's 9, 10, and 11. August 9, 10, and 11 of 2019. Please, if you're anywhere near here, within 5 or 6 hours, it is time well spent. It's on Mohegan Sun grounds. I stay at the Holiday Inn, which is just outside the Mohegan Sun grounds. It's about a mile or so away. Very reasonable rates. Very near any kind of food, or there's a miniature golf course right around the corner if you have kids. And Terrificon is huge for kids. They love kids. They had a kids zone. They had the room to do all this stuff. A very large ballroom just for kids' activities. Costume contest for kids, the whole thing. So please, I'm not trying to oversell it, but I don't want to undersell it. It's worth every minute, every dollar. If you're into this stuff even a little, come on down to Terrificon. You're going to get stuff like this if you want. You're going to get stuff like this if you want. Even if you like prints, you go see Greg Horn and get some beautiful prints for reasonable prices. A lot of other artists there who are not quite as mainstream, who do pieces and you get to benefit. And I'm not saying that Joe St. Pierre is not mainstream. What I'm saying is you might not know the name as much. And so what you get usually is a little less cost on the art for something that is really, really good. So please, go see Terrificon. Enjoy my pieces. Please comment if you like what you see. Thank you very much. Until the next video, have a good day.